Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I would hope that I could do follow-up questions with members of the panel, because this is very important. Boy, I go around the state, the meetings that I have with folks here, I don't care if you're the Alaska Association of School Boards or whether you're here as a mayor talking about an infrastructure project, we always end up talking about addiction and what is happening in our small communities. And when we think about the addict, we cannot think about the addict without thinking about the families and the children that are now part of this world of addiction. It is just something that breaks your heart. I was at a meeting down on the Kenai Peninsula just this past Friday and was told, and this is still anecdotal, but that when OCS, the Office of Children's Services, takes a case, takes children in, not even taking them into the system, but just reviewing them, they do a hair follicle test to test for drugs. 9 out of 10 of the kids in the system right now are testing positive for drugs because of drugs that are in the household that they have been exposed to. And when you think about the addict, you don't necessarily think about the impact, again, to our children, the impact on prematernal care, women who are pregnant who are choosing not to get care because they're afraid they're going to be told by their doctor that they are bad people, that when they, if they're mothers who have young children, they're not telling their doctors about their use because they're afraid they're going to lose their children. It is just beyond belief, the impact to the children. We had Mr. Sam Quinones, who's the author of Dreamland, before the committee some weeks ago. He suggested we need a moonshot approach in order to really get this social movement for recovery. And I suggested that moonshot was a different thing because it gave something for us as Americans to aspire to, some big lofty goal. When it comes to addiction, it's much harder for the communities at large to embrace this as something that we need to do because there is still such a stigma attached to it. And when I asked him what we as lawmakers could do, he said, you need to give a forum to the families to speak out so that we view differently those that are addicts. And Ms. Savage, I want to ask you, as the mother of two young men who are no longer with you and your family because of addiction, when we think about the addict of days gone by, it is a different mental image in people's minds. And recognizing that the addict today is a different person, how can we do more to facilitate a conversation about the fact that people who are dealing with this, they're not losers, they're not bottom of the barrel, they are not these people at the bottom of society. These are our boys, these are our brothers, our sisters, our parents, people that we love. How do we change this so that there is this ability as society to embrace what we have to do to solve addiction?
Sure, thank you for the question, Senator. Our boys, I just want to clarify, were not addicts. They had experimented with a medication that was brought to a graduation party, so it was a one-time use that did kill them. However, we are faced with the stigmatism, because every time somebody says, oh, you lost your 2 older boys, how did they pass away? You know, you have that split second of, oh my gosh, here we go. And you tell they died of an overdose. You do get the stigmatism, and we talk about it, we tell exactly what happened, but there is that stigmatism out there. There are some school systems that I know parents have contacted me about going to talk to, and the school systems maybe aren't ready to have someone come in and talk about opioid misuse or abuse or prescription pills because of the stigmatism. They're afraid that they're going to be classified as having an issue at their school. So I'm not sure how to combat that other than just talking about it and being more open with talking to people. We talk about it all the time, obviously. I would like to say that it's getting easier, but I think just talking about it hopefully will help fight some of that stigmatism.
Well, I thank you for the courage as a parent for coming forward and helping others as they deal with the losses and the challenges in their personal lives. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Murkowski. Senator